Hello, Learning Unit number 4 is now available. Learning Unit 4 is going to be covering what's typical, mean, median, mode, and also describing the amount of variability using terms like standard deviation, variance, and range. I've also previously released to you the folder called Prepare for Exam 1, and I want to jump ahead and just talk about this Prepare for Exam 1 because the exam window starts next Friday on October 1st and it ends on Wednesday, October 6th. And if you haven't made your appointment at the APC already, you definitely need to do that. And you're limited to the available slots that are open, so you may want to not only make an appointment for exam 1, but to do that also for exam 2 and the final, because they really start to fill up quickly. When you come into the Prepare for Exam 1 folder, it'll walk you through when is the exam window, letting you know the exam is going to take place on Blackboard. Here's information about the Academic Proctoring Center, how to take the exam, how to schedule an appointment, change an appointment, your responsibilities if you're taking this exam off campus. Note that that does require giving the Academic Proctoring Center several weeks notice. Then I let you know about the exam itself. Note that there are no notes that you take in with you. It's only what you have learned and that you know. The exam is going to be 55 multiple choice questions, each worth 1.5 points. Then there will be 5 essay questions. One of those essay questions is worth 8.5 points. That's where I give you a research scenario and then ask you to break it down in terms of the independent variable, dependent variable. How are you going to measure the independent variable? How will you measure the dependent variable? What is the research hypothesis? And then what is the null hypothesis? So definitely review that. There are some practice examples of that in the workbook. For the other 4 essay questions, they're a short answer, each one worth 3 points. And what I'm going to be doing is I'll randomly select a question from each learning unit, and I've listed for you those possible questions. So one question will be selected from Learning Unit 1, one question from Learning Unit 2, another from Learning Unit 3, and likewise another one from Learning Unit 4. You're totally welcome in your group ebook to discuss with your group mates what you think are good answers to these questions. There's a study guide which is also in the workbook itself. There's practice for exams. Highly recommend it. The practice for exams is going to give you a chance to see what is it like when you take this exam on Blackboard. And so you'll get a chance to see the types of questions asked and the format that they're asked. Highly, highly recommend that. And if you take it more than once, you'll get different questions each time, except for this Part C, which highly, again, recommend that you do this, but this is a one-shot, whereas Part A and Part B you can do multiple times. And if you still want more, there's also a paper and pencil version as well, but again, totally optional. All right, let's take a look then at Learning Unit number 4, our new Learning Unit that's up. Very similar to Learning Unit number 3, there will be a practice set due, a quiz, and a group activity. By now you're becoming quite pros at this. It starts off just giving you kind of a heads up about what we're going to be covering in this Learning Unit. Those critical thinking questions that you want to be able to answer at the end of the Learning Unit. Here's our reading assignment, and you'll be learning about symbols and formulas, and you'll need to be able to recognize them, write them out, and so if you want, here's a way to print out some flashcards to help you. There's also some of these optional, for online students, recorded lessons, and if you want to do that, and again these are totally optional, don't need to do this because it's all covered in the workbook, but if you want to, if it matches your learning style, I recommend you right click on the PDF and open it, because this is what I wrote up on the board when I taught this in the class. Okay, so you can see what I wrote up on the board when I taught it in class, and then you can play the MP3, and now you can hear what was being said and see what was written. Okay, so just something to consider. I'd only do this if you were having some difficulty with one of the topics. Here's our practice set 2, and again you can do self-evaluation and do the quiz, and finally our group activity. Alright, I will be checking in email and all Monday through Friday, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you guys get involved. I'll be grading the last learning unit on Wednesday.